Buying, selling or renting real estate in the Whitsundays? You need the team that will provide you with help, experience and results. Ray White Whitsunday sales team has over 100 years experience in local real estate, which is why Ray White Whitsunday sells more real estate than anyone else. Whether it's residential sales, commercial leasing, marine or rural sales, Ray White Whitsunday have the solution. So contact Ray White Whitsunday today and get the results you deserve.
8:30, time for our weekly real estate market report. And this morning we're talking to Mark Beale, principal of Ray White Whitsundays. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Tom. Thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome. This morning I want to talk about the process of listing your house within the Whitsundays for sale. Let's start with the most basic thing. How long does it take?
Some people, when they're ready to go to the market and sell their property, they are up to speed with current market conditions. Perhaps they follow the market quite well and they've done their research, and they can usually list their house within a few weeks after they choose the agent, once you organise the marketing and the photos and all that sort of stuff. And if you are new to market conditions and market values, you will certainly, it might take you a couple of months to be ready to put it on the market.
What sort of things should people think about to bring their property up to scratch for sale?
Well, presentation is everything, and first impressions is everything these days. So what we encourage our owners to do, and we have information packs, we can give to people. We can go around there and look at their homes and give them some advice. But generally speaking, when you're getting your house or your apartment for sale, the first impression from the road is super important, and when you first walk in the door. So light, bright, airy, decluttered, and smelling nice with windows open, and all that sort of stuff is super important. And it is really hard to tell people sometimes as an agent that they need to get rid of all this stuff in their house, because a lot of people are very attached to it. But we need to think of the mindset of a buyer, not a seller.
How long do you think it would normally take to sell a property?
Well, if it's priced right and marketed right these days, it should sell within 30 days. Of course, that's if the seller's expectations on market value are in line with the market. And sometimes some owners might take 3 to 6 months because their expectations need to drop over time. They might get some low offers at first, and then over time they might be educated that the market is perhaps, 5, 10, 15% lower than maybe what they are hoping to get. So most properties will sell within 30 to 60 days. Some of them will take longer. The days on market, which is what we call it, has gone out a little bit in the last 3 to 6 months, in particular for land. And most of that is because people are getting prices to build and they decide not to build and they'd rather buy. But back to your question, there's a couple of other things which people also want to know, Tom, when they do want to sell their property. And first and foremost, it's really, how much can I get? What's the property worth? That's a really difficult question to answer sometimes, and hence why you see some properties go to market without a price. Because the owners and the agent don't really know what it's worth. And we could put a price on a property and be $50,000 or $100,000 too high, and then it doesn't sell, and then it gets stale, and buyers wonder why it hasn't sold, and then the days on market goes out. So going to market without a price has its advantages. And I know it annoys a lot of buyers that they just want to know how much they can buy the house for. So a conversation with the salesperson is always worthwhile around that topic. The other thing that sellers want to know is how much it's going to cost to sell. So how much the agent's fees are and how much the marketing is. And it's very similar to if you go to get your car serviced, there's parts and labour, right? There's the labour for the mechanic to change the oil, then you've got to buy the oil as well. When you sell your home, there's the marketing, and then there's the fees for selling. The marketing, websites, realestate.com, domain, the signs, the professional photos, the drones, all that sort of stuff is your parts. And as an agency, I know we don't, but I'm assuming most others don't as well. We don't profit from that marketing and the parts and all that sort of stuff. That's just what it costs. We pass those costs directly on. So the marketing is really important. And what owners really need to be careful of is the agent that says, I'll pay for your marketing I'll do it for free, or I'll do it for $500 when it literally, realestate.com are $1,500 these days. But in the city, it's $5,000 to put on realestate.com. So he's quite cheap compared to there. But it's sometimes they need to be careful and they need to question why this agent has offered to pay for their marketing or discount the commission. And maybe that's the only way they can get the business. And ideally, a seller should, if they want to get 3 agents in, they say, right, the commission's going to be this, everyone's got to be the same. The marketing, it's $2,000, and everything's going to be the same. And then you choose which agent you want. You shouldn't be choosing your agent on who tells you the highest price, who gives you the lowest commission and the lowest marketing. It's a really odd industry that someone can choose their salesperson based on those 3 variables when they really should be choosing the agent they trust, the agent that has got sales in that area. Like somebody who's new into it for a month charges pretty much the same as someone who's been in it 15 years. If you're going to the doctors and there's a uni student, they've just done the course and they've been in it for 3 months versus your doctor's been in it 15, 20 years, you know who you'd probably want to choose, right?
So what is the average commission for the sale of a property? Depending
on the price, generally the high price ones over $1 million, it might be as low as 2%, something like that, plus GST. And the lower ones range from 2.5% to 3% plus GST, somewhere in that sort of range.
What you've just explained, it sounds like it's worth just sitting down with the agent first and working out a plan, working out a scheme, what your plan is, and extend that plan over a number of months.
Yeah, definitely, and you really need to compare apples with apples. Some sales people and the agencies they work for on realestate.com, which is the main one in Australia, for example, they won't even get on page 1 or 2 of that. When you search for Google, you don't really go past page 1. Some of these agents that offer the discounted marketing, they won't even get on page 1, and your property is opportunity for more buyers to see it is far less, and that could cost you a sale, or it could cost you $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 in the sale price. Some sellers can't look past, one agent might be $500 or $1,000 more in commission, for example, in a $500,000 sale. But the salesperson should be able to show from recent sales to that owner that they will get 10 times that more on the sale price than what the agent with the bad marketing will get. The bad agent with marketing and poor negotiation skills might only get $450. The good agent with the experience might get $465. Yeah. So the $1,000 that they saved on commission is going to cost them $14. I think the main thing is choose the agent you trust and who's going to be honest and upfront and communicate with you on a regular basis, send you weekly reports. Don't go for the cheapest. You get what you pay for in not just real estate, but I think life as well. So go with the agent you trust, who's got the runs on the board, and will look after you. We've got a team of 13 salespeople with varying experience from 6 months to 17 years, and myself well over 20 years. So we can look after any situation and any property. We'd be really happy to talk to anybody about the sale of their property.
All right, Mark, thanks for your time this morning and enjoy your Thursday.
Thank you, mate. Talk soon.
IslandFM.